Hi guys, Keith Larkenberg Farms. It is let's see, getting towards the end of April 2021. Nice and bright and sunny out here today, but it's going to get cold and cold real quick. We're supposed to get some snow and rain and sleet and freezing temperatures for a couple days, but that's besides the point. What I'm doing right now is I got my vacuum seeder plates here, which I've had a problem is the caulking's breaking down and having a blowout. So we're going to go through, get these fixed up. I'll show you the insides and what's going on with them. If you want to check out the original build, and I'm not going to put it up there, I never remember. You can just search my site or search DIY vacuum seeder on YouTube. It'll ping it that way either way. So I'll show you what's inside of these and how I'm going to fix them. So like I said, this is the DIY vacuum seeder. It's just a couple of real strong bootstrap farmer flats. Drilled a hole, made a seed plate. Also have a matching dibbler. You can always check that out, look up DIY vacuum seeder. But here's a problem. I used really good silicone this last time, and we got a new vacuum because the old one burned out and it's blowing out the seal on it. So what I originally did when I made this was use a little bit of hot glue to tack it in place. Then used cheap, well, this is Dynaflex, but I actually used Alex, which is similar to Dynaflex beforehand. Worked pretty good, lasted almost all season before it started popping out. Then I used this fancy smancy 100% silicone, and it did not stick worth a darn. So now I'm going to have to take it apart. Got a razor blade floating around here somewhere, and I'm just going to go through and take loose what has not already popped loose. And I'll get this thing taken apart, which I don't even have to do that. I'll show you what's on the inside of it. You just basically have two bridges to hold up the inside of the plate to keep it from going sucking down too far. I also have a second flat inside of it that I cut the rim off of that the plate sits on. And there's the plate. Don't remember what size holes they are, but now I'm just going to go through and scrape off the rest of this caulking. Just use a regular razor blade to do that. Then I'll come back and show you sealing it up. Okay, now I got the seed plate cleaned off. The inside of this, just two different plates here. Opened that up, cleaned it out. That's actually the inside. Silicone stuck really good there when I put it on really thick. But now, I'm going to take a wire brush, because that's what I have, wire brush sandpaper. I'm just going to rough up the inside edge of this where the plate actually sticks to it. You can see I did it there. So hopefully that'll help it stick a little better. But pretty simple, just going to give it a quick rough up. And I'm going to go back through with some rubbing alcohol or something. See how it's got marks in it now? I'm not doing the top, but just the inside. And then I'll get it all cleaned up and we'll get ready to seal it back together. Now, it turns out that the silicone stuck really, really good to this. I actually had quite a bit of problem removing it. However, I think these are HDPE. If there's a number on them, no, there's not. But I believe it's HDPE. It does not stick to worth a darn. So I did a whole bunch of research trying to figure out what would be best to use to stick two dissimilar types of material together. And what I came up with was this guy. I'm not endorsing them because I don't know how well it's going to work, but what I found is construction adhesive and it's flexible. So that pretty much answers that question. We're going to give it a shot, and basically like we did the first build, we're just going to go around and put a bead all the way around the exterior of it, getting a nice thick seal on it. And then after we get the one side done, or all the way around, some people use soap and water. I've always just licked my finger and then wipe it in. Just simple as that. Make sure I'm getting a good seal. You always want to wipe it in. That way you ensure that you've pushed it in and filled all the cracks. So just like that. And then we'll work our way the rest of the way around and get her finished up. Now, I'm actually fairly happy with that. That feels like it's a good thick construction adhesive and it stays flexible. It's supposed to bond to multiple different types of surfaces, and like I said, I roughed up the black side and then just a regular aluminum plate. So I'll wait till tomorrow and then we will tune the new vacuum pressure to work on this plate without completely crushing it. Here's something cool I want to show you. I made the 100 cell flat second, and there's actually the original supply list that I used in the video. I actually scrapped it and used it as part of this secondary 100 cell flat. I just want to show you. I thought that was pretty cool. Now here's something interesting as well. That is the original hot glue I used to glue that plate in. That is not coming off with a wire brush or sandpaper. So that means it bonds to this really, really good. Question is, did it bond to the plate really, really good? I don't know. I'm going to fix these. I'm going to run them for a couple weeks to make sure that they hold up and we don't have separation right away before I release this video. So hopefully I will know that the adhesive I'm using, the super strong stuff, works. Otherwise, I will be switching back over and hot gluing these together. So either way, we'll find out. So the biggest problem with this since I put this together was we used to use it on bucket head vac. Worked great. Fit on a 5-gallon bucket, nice low power. That one finally burned out on us. Got this cheap one from Harbor Freight. Turns out it's more powerful. It's taking this and collapsing the plate and actually breaking my bead of caulking around the outside. So what we need to do is there's already one hole drilled here. We're gonna have to drill another hole. I just got a standard drill bit. We're just gonna go through, drill another hole in it, and hopefully that will relieve the pressure enough where it will not collapse the plate. Just turn it on, do a test real quick. That's still pulling too hard. I can tell the plate's buckling down. We do not want it to buckle like that. So we'll just go through. I'll drill another hole, and I'll keep doing that until it does not collapse the plate. And now for a real test run. Just using some old pelletized seed I have. Sprinkle some out, kick it on. Getting some kind of strange buffering noise coming out of the holes I drilled, but I'll figure that out. Yeah, it doesn't look as pretty when it's just sitting on a countertop. They look a lot better. There you go. You can see through the reflection when they drop into cells. But I like it. That's the way it's supposed to work. And like I said, if you want to look up the full build on this, look up DIY vacuum seeder. You can search YouTube or you can search my page. You can search Google. Either way, you'll find it. Pretty cool that way. So, well, I hope y'all like what you saw today. If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank y'all. Have a good day. So it's been a couple weeks. In case you can't tell, I switched over to summer beard, but vacuum seeder is working great, and that's what the plan was. If I have any more issues with it, I'll let everybody know, but for the time being, that's working awesome. So, again, hope y'all like what you saw today. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank y'all. Have a good day.